Today we're going northbound on Highway 430 up to St. Anthony here in Newfoundland. Last night we stayed just outside of Rocky Harbour at a little place right near the beach, and we decided kind of on a whim, let's just do it and head on north. So we're going to go up to the top point of the northern peninsula, and there's a few things that we're going to do up there. One including seeing where the Vikings first inhabited Newfoundland. So pretty historical, awesome stuff. And we get to see the northernmost point. So pretty excited.
Things I like to do to occupy my time when we are driving. So, safety first. We are leaving. It's a pretty cool spot. And now I have the option of doing a crossword puzzle.
Oh, so you're going to leave me all alone?
I can tell you about the words I'm not seeing. Tales I was told. Some spooky stories. Close calls with nature. Or I can look
Speaking
at the
of close
sights.
calls with nature, it's the Caribou. Yeah, it's pretty much like a guarantee, I think, that you're going to see caribou at this place. Because everybody that talks about it is saying, like, caribou, it's like one of the number one things when you search in it, like the Google reviews.
There's a lot of signs as we were coming up saying, like, don't pet the caribou, keep a distance, blah, blah, blah. And usually you just see caribou crossing sign, but this was a lot of warning signs about the caribou, so I was like, okay, I might actually see something, which we did, which was cool. And I really thought I was going to see someone being mauled because they were getting too close.
Let's talk about that.
Really close.
Why do people get so close? Like, they were taking selfies like 3 feet away from the caribou.
And then they kept getting closer, and the caribou's getting closer to them because if they're grazing, they're eating the grass, and they're not backing away.
And not just that, they had like 4, I wouldn't say babies, but they were very young, and they were protecting them, and these people were like walking right up on them. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? So then one of the caribou started stomping his legs at the guy and like huffing at him, and the guy like ran around our van like our vehicle is gonna protect him. It's like, dude, this thing is gonna maul you. Why are you getting so close? And they're all just laughing it off.
First of all, you're too close. Second of all, you're using my van to hide? So that means they're gonna run into my van and dent it up? No. Third of all, I'm recording all this, so when you by these animals, I can show that it wasn't the animal's fault.
Who would pay for that? Parks Canada? Or that guy? Because the caribou's not going to.
That guy ain't going to either. He didn't care. I'm all about animals, not humans. So this is just the things we talk about. How people are and they're stupid. And we were inside. When we were outside, we were behind other people. So that if they did lunge or come after, we're behind people. So we can run away. We can outrun them.
No, it was really foggy. We couldn't see anything. But we went down the road and went to the Lighthouse. And there's a ton of signs letting you know not to touch the caribou. And I'm like, well, we're not going to see any caribou. There's no way. Well, as we were going down the road, we got close to Lighthouse, and there was a ton of caribou sitting there just eating right off of the road. So from what I read online and through the Google reviews, caribou, you're pretty much guaranteed to see them. So it's only about 15 kilometers off of the main highway going north. So I think it's a really simple and good stop just to go to hang out. We haven't seen really any animals as we've been in Newfoundland going up the west coast. So just seeing the caribou right there, it was a pretty cool sight to see. Also, if you want to go into the visitor center, it's $9 per person. But I believe if you have the annual pass with Parks Canada, you'd be able to get in there for free. We haven't gotten the Parks Canada pass yet. We're going to wait until we feel that it's going to outweigh the $150 price tag on it, see if we actually are going to see enough places. But just keep that in mind. If you don't have a Parks Canada pass, it's going to be $9 per adult. But again, just checking out the Google reviews, it looks like a pretty cool and informative place to go. Just made it to Norstead, which is the northernmost point of the peninsula of Newfoundland.
And ho!
So we are, it's, I don't know, like a village that they remade to look exactly like the Vikings had when they landed here in Newfoundland. I think it was like over 600 years ago. So we're going to go through, check it out. It's a little bit of a rainy day this morning, so we got a slower start, but it has cleared up for us, so hopefully it'll hold off. But there's interpreters, and there's even a Viking ship that was actually sailed from, I believe, Norway all the way over here to Newfoundland. So we're gonna check that out.
The boat was an exact replica of one they found in a fjord in Denmark, and it was 60% saved. There wasn't much of it missing, so they were able to do a one-to-one comparison. So the ship we got to see was an exact replica that a man in Maine made in 1998. So they took it to Greenland and sailed it from Greenland to Newfoundland, and it took 87 days. And they said that when Leif Erikson did the real voyage, he would have done it in like 10-15, but then they said that he would brag and said he could do it in 9 days. But he was also very skilled, and the people that sailed it were not, not in 98.
Bring this iron back to your village where it would have to be smelted down inside of a bloomery before you could use it. But after your smelting process is done, we have iron to use for whatever was needed, from weapons to armor, to cooking tools, farming tools, anything the buildings needed, to rivets for the ships. It would have made the blacksmith very rich, but he also had a short life from all of the smoke, or one wrong mistake with the iron is enough to put you into the grave.
Okay, so we're walking through and Ashley just goes, I have no idea what she's freaking out about. I'm just looking at the ground. And they have Kubb. So for people that don't know what Kubb is, it is a famous yard game that has become more popular, but it used to be played by the Vikings, and they called it skulls and crossbones because they would use the skulls of the people that they beat and the bones, and they would play the game with the femurs, yeah. And they played the game with their body parts.
So he's been trying to get people in Winter Garden, Florida to play with him forever. And we had the game, and we had it for rental too with Giant Yard Games, but it's pretty cool to see it here in this reenactment.
This is so funny.